Hi there, Casey Anastasio, your intuitive business coach, helping you turn your passion into successful and thriving business. In today's Daily Insights, I would like to talk to you about how waiting on getting ready is actually keeping you from taking action and really moving forward. Now, the reason why so many really fall into the whole waiting period of waiting to get ready is it's also called procrastination. They're so often worried that they're not good enough, that whatever they're trying to release is not good enough. Or they might fear that they're being judged or that no one wants what they actually have. And they don't feel ready. And that's why they're falling into procrastination, or they might even fear that they could fail. Now, the way this really keeps you from actually moving forward is it keeps you spinning your wheels. You're working so hard in trying to get ready, but you never actually are taking that step. You never really actually are getting ready to get started. It also keeps you going in circles rather than actually getting started, releasing that content, releasing that course, creating that program of yours, creating that workshop or whatever it is that you would like to create. It really keeps you, from doing that. You might dive into the busy work of getting ready. Let's say you want to create a course. So you're diving into the getting ready for creating that course, like doing all the outline, creating the videos, creating the content. So you're diving into the busy work, but not actually releasing it. So it's really it's distracting you from actually taking that leap, taking that next step. And all as a means to keep you safe within your comfort zone, because being in that comfort zone, it's safe, right? But stepping outside of the comfort zone, releasing that content, it can be scary because you have all these mindset traps that are, coming in, rushing in, like, what if I'm not good enough? What if people don't want it? And all of those things. And it's really keeping you stuck. It's keeping you from actually making that impact that you're meant to make, that you could be making with releasing the content, with releasing, or even just starting your business if you haven't started yet. Whatever it is that you're trying to get ready to get started, it's really keeping you from making that impact that you want to make. Now, how do you really overcome procrastination? I mean, that's really the big question here, right? You really want to trust in yourself. You want to believe that whatever you have is already good enough to get started. You are already good enough to get started. These are really the key ingredients to overcoming procrastination: trust and belief. Without those two, you really keep going in circles. You keep spinning your wheels. You're working on getting ready instead of actually getting ready and actually starting. But when you really trust in yourself, when you believe that what you have is already good enough, and you take that leap, you're going to realize that, it's not as scary as it might seem. But, taking that step, that's usually the most scariest part of everything, is like taking that step, making that leap into the unknown. That can be scary. But when you take that leap and you're on the other side and you release that content, the content that you may have thought that wasn't really all that good, and then people are going to tell you that, oh my God, this was so amazing, you changed my life, or whatever they're telling you, then you're going to realize, it wasn't all that scary. One thing that I learned was that you really build the plane as you fly it, right? And not the actual plane, that one you actually want to, create, you want to be done, before you actually fly. But when it comes to your business, it's really like you're building your business, you're creating your success as you work on it, by moving forward. That's when you create. Because if you don't know how to build a successful business, how to release a content, how to do a launch, or whatever it is that you're trying to do, you don't know what you don't know. So the only way you will know how to do something the right way is just do it. If you're trying to get it right before you actually take action, you won't ever get it right. You won't ever release it, because it won't let you know what is working, what is not. You will learn those lessons. That's why I like to call those failures, they're really not failures, they're lessons learned. So if you're releasing a content, if you're creating a course, if you're creating a program, whatever it is that you're doing, you won't know if it's working unless you actually release it. One thing you can do is If you're creating a course, do a beta program. Get a couple of people into the program, only charge very little for it, just so they can participate, so you can get their input, right? So you can test what you're trying to release. You can get other people's input about, how do they like it? What can you tweak? This is a great way to really test your theory. And then when you do launch it, it's going to be a great success. But know that whatever you have is already good enough. And, just start it and then tweak it as you go along. Like, for example, if you're creating a course, for example, you want to create it, you want to get it out there, you want to test it and tweak it. Like I mentioned, do a beta testing, because that will give you enough input from the people that are participating to tweak it, to perfect it. You get the input from the participants. You use their input to make it better, because right now you might have all these ideas of what you want to put into this program, and then you do the beta testing, and then you realize, maybe you put too much into it. Maybe you need to cut something out, or maybe there's one area that you could put more stuff into it, but you need to test it. It's already good enough to get it out there, to get it started. And then just, tweak it as you go along. You can't ever get anything perfect right the first time. It's the same with content, with your offerings, with your programs. Whatever it is that you're trying to do, it's already good enough. Okay? It's already good enough. If you want to get it perfect, you're never going to release it, because let's be honest, you're never going to be able to satisfy every person's needs. You're never going to get it perfect. There's always room for improvement, but the good thing is it's already good enough. There are people already out there that need exactly what you have to offer. So, how can you really help them if you don't get yourself out there, if you don't release your content, your programs, your courses, whatever it is that you have? You already have what they need, so give it to them. And ask yourself, what have you been waiting on? What can you work on today to get it done and get it out there? What have you been pushing off and, pushing aside? Really allow yourself to release it right away, because it's already good enough. Now, if you're stuck in procrastination mode and you would like some help, maybe tweak your strategy, release your programs, and need help with that, release the programs that you've been sitting on, or create the program you haven't even started yet, feel free to schedule a call. I'll put the link below this video. Schedule a call with me so we can talk about how you can finally really get your content out there, so you can really make the impact that you're meant to make, and impact those who want what you already, who need what you already have to offer. Okay, so link is below. Put yourself on my calendar so we can have a conversation. So I hope this was helpful. If it was, like it, share it, leave a comment below. Let me know how you feel about this topic. I would love to hear your input. And I'm super grateful that you're here, and I will see you in the next episode of the Daily Insight. And I hope you have an amazingly abundant and successful day.